Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns combined to go 10 for 33 against the New Orleans Pelicans. And the New York Knicks saw themselves up by 43 in the fourth quarter. And it was because of Mikal Bridges finally bursting onto the scene and delivering on the player that we all thought he could be. We're going to break that down on today's show. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you have your notifications turned on. Only 13.1% of subscribers on this channel have their notifications turned on. So go down right now, hit that bell icon, and make sure you have turned on all notifications for your device so you get those push notifications from YouTube. As you see at the bottom of the screen, notifications cannot reach subscribers who disabled notifications on the YouTube app. So if you don't get notifications, change it. Hit that bell icon, turn the notifications to all, and go into your settings app and enable notifications from YouTube. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and damn does it feel good talking about the New York Knicks today as they just beat the New Orleans Pelicans by 31 plus. They were up by 43 in that fourth quarter, and we saw Tom Thibodeau clear the bench with 9.5 minutes left. Round of applause for Mr. Thomas Thibodeau. But the reason for today's video is that Mikal Bridges just had his best game of the season in his Knicks career in a game where they needed it because Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and OG Anunoby combined to shoot 30% from the field. And they could lean on their other star from Villanova. 31 points for Mikal Bridges, a season high. Shoots 12 of 19 from the field, 63%. And he was 7 of 12 from downtown at 58.3%. Look, I had been worried about Mikal Bridges, and maybe this was the game where he says, calm down, Marsh, I'm going to be all right. But it didn't look like the guy that we thought we were getting from the Brooklyn Nets. But what we saw from Mikal Bridges on Sunday against New Orleans was the exact type of player and the exact type of performance that we saw. It just felt different from both sides of the floor. The energy level was higher. The aggression was higher. I thought the defensive effort was better, and this was after Mikal Bridges was benched in the fourth quarter on Friday against Charlotte. Tibbs decided to go with Miles McBride over Mikal Bridges down the stretch. Bridges told the media that he needed to be better after that game, and he had confidence from his teammates being preached onto him. Josh Hart said Mikal is going to be fine. We know what work he puts in, and we saw the work turn into results. Look, the Knicks need Mikal Bridges to be elite. If the Knicks are going to do the things that we all hope, want, and pray that they can do this year, it is only going to happen if you get Mikal Bridges to play elite basketball. And it starts on the defensive end. I don't have the exact numbers for the game against New Orleans from Sunday, but despite being benched in the game on Friday against Charlotte, the shot wasn't falling, but I liked what I saw on the defensive end. Look, the Charlotte Hornets are no good. They were down LaMelo Ball and other injured players, but defensive signs and the defensive things I saw from Bridges started to pick up in that game. Bridges versus the Hornets held opposing players to 2 of 11 from the field. That's why you went out and made the trade, because he was looked at as one of the better defenders in the NBA. He finished second in DPOY a couple of years ago. He's been first-team All-NBA. He was looked at as someone that was an elite 3-and-D player. And look, I get it. The Hornets stink. The Pelicans stink. And you might be saying, Marshall, I don't want you to draw any sort of conclusion from those two games, and I'm not. I'm not saying Mikal Bridges is here and this is who he's going to be the rest of the year. I hope he does, because the Knicks want to do what they want to do. They need him to be special. But it felt different from the energy effort, from his teammates getting him involved early on in the game. And I just felt like he had a little bit more of a pep in his step. And when he saw those first couple of shots go down, you could see the confidence starting to grow. He was catching and firing, no hesitation, putting it on the deck, step back threes. I felt like we saw him play a little bit different of a game than what we saw in the first 19 contests of the season for the New York Knicks. I don't want to get carried away. I don't want to tell you guys that Bridges is going to be this guy the rest of the year, but damn, I hope he does, because I truly do believe if Mikal Bridges shows up and he is the player that we thought, this team can win an NBA Finals. I really do believe that. Really, if he is just an average 3-and-D player this year, the Knicks can be crowned NBA champions. I don't need him scoring 31 a night. That's not why he's here. I don't need him going 7 to 12 from deep every single night. But can you shoot 37.5% from three? Can you average 18.5 points per game? And can you bring what you've always brought throughout your entire NBA and really basketball career to the defensive side of the court? If you are just an average 3-and-D player, which I'm not even like, that's asking not even a lot from him because he is an elite 3-and-D player at his peak of his NBA career. I don't know if that guy's still there, but if he could be average or above average, or dare I say good, this team can win the East and they can be crowned NBA champions. Show Mikal Bridges some love. Look, I've been hard on him. They gave up the control of 6 first-round picks for him. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of outside noise, and he played like a freaking star on Sunday. That's what we need. Show him some love. Hit that thumbs-up icon if you want him to continue to play at this level. Coming up next, we got to talk about other things surrounding the New York Knicks and recap that game on Sunday. But first, I got to give a major shout-out to our proud sportsbook partner, DraftKings. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday playing for the right to advance in the single elimination in-season tourney, culminating in the NBA Cup Championship in Vegas. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NIXCHAT. That's code NIXCHAT for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/BBALL.
Shout out to DraftKings.
Hey,
what?
you look good in your Knicks orange, man.
Oh, this is brown. The camera's
That's
showing the wrong
That's
color.
orange to me. New York Knicks orange.
Unbelievable.
I knew you were converting, my man.
It does look orange. But hey, I think the Knicks are going to have a big-time matchup tomorrow against the Orlando Magic, and I think they're going to cover the 6-point spread. They're missing Paolo Banchero. I know Franz Wagner's playing at an elite level, but these are two of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, and the Knicks need to keep stacking up wins. I think they're going to get a big one, and I believe the NBA Cup, as both teams are 3-0 in their group right now.
Yep, win that group.
And that means, in my opinion, they're going to be playing tight defense. Give me the under 219.5 in this game. Lines and odds subject to change on DraftKings. We got plus 242. Unfortunately, won't be a part of this matchup on the Knicks live stream, but I hope this ends up hitting, and you guys can win some money on DraftKings.
Shout out to DraftKings, our proud sportsbook partner. Go get hooked up with them. Use that promo code NIXCHAT and get $200 for free when you make your first $5 bet. What's so awesome about this win, and like, we haven't been able to say this all that often, is, and I said at the top of the show, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and OG Anunoby didn't really have their A game. Look, Brunson goes 4 for 11. I love the fact that he had 9 assists. He's really leaning into that table-setting type of point guard play. But when you get just 16 points from Jalen Brunson and you just get 14 points from Karl Anthony Towns, both those guys play a game where I think if you ask them, how do you think you played, they would say, I played a terrible game, and you end up winning the game by 31 and being up by 43. That speaks volumes to this team. OG Anunoby didn't have his best stuff. He hasn't really been that good on the offensive end since he set that career-high 40 points in Denver. Used all his makes in that game. But, man, you get a combined 10 of 33 from those guys, and you end up winning the game by 30, man. That's just good stuff. I know the Pelicans are no good. I know there are a lot of injuries there, but it shows you that even when this team's top dogs don't play, and you get a big game from Mikal Bridges, and you get a big game from Josh Hart, and you get a big game from Miles McBride, this team is showing that they have maybe one of the better top 6 or 7 rotations in the NBA. Still 19 boards from Towns. He's been a monster on that side of the floor. Didn't shoot the ball well. It just is what it is. It was a Sunday game in December. Josh Hart brought it, though, man, and it's almost like whenever Josh Hart plays a good game, this team is going to win more often than not. And it's just a prototypical Josh Hart game. 12.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Love the confidence that I'm seeing from Josh Hart. But to take it a step further, I'm going to give him more of a compliment. More than just confidence, efficiency, and becoming a good three-point shooter. He is above 37% from the season, I believe. And let me double-check that before I just give you guys bad information. 38.2% from downtown this year from Josh Hart. There will be peaks and there will be valleys, but man, if he can just steadily stay above 35% from three, he is legitimately one of the better players in this league. He continues to improve as a ball handler. He's been awesome around the rim this year. He's leaned into a playmaking role, but it all comes down to three-point shooting with him. If he could just be league average, 35, 36, 37%, this team's going to be grooving. Great to see Miles McBride, after missing an extended period of time, come back. He's been back a couple of games, but he's starting now to get more minutes on his workload, and he continues to be one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. Miles McBride goes 3 of 4 from downtown last night, and it's getting to a point whenever a shot leaves Miles McBride's hands, I expect it to go in. He's shooting 40% from downtown on the season. In his last 2 games, he is 5 of 9. It's been good, man. He really, really has. And just the growth and the development and the maturation in his game, it's something to believe in. It's a success story I think everybody should take note of. Round of applause for Deuce. And I love last night, even on the road. Was it on the road? No, it was at home. It was at home. I'm blanking on that. You hear the crowd every time Miles McBride shoots a shot. It was good stuff. Jericho Sims. Look, I've been loud and I have been obnoxious about Jericho Sims not being an NBA player. And he told me, Marsh, you don't know ball. Jericho Sims is what he is, which is an athletic freak that's going to sky for rebounds. He could jump through the roof, but he is becoming one of the better, if not the best, rim protectors in the NBA. When it comes to defensive field goal percentage inside the restricted area, Jericho Sims has a defensive field goal percentage of 30%. The second best in the NBA is above 40. So he is more than 10 percentage points higher of a better defensive field goal percentage at the rim than anybody else in the league. That's going to get you some appreciation from Jericho Sims. And I am very interested to see how Tibbs balances the minutes of Sims and Achua, who could be coming back pretty soon. Campaign, man. This guy's a bucket. He doesn't miss threes. He really doesn't. And he has been one of the more awesome stories for the New York Knicks, in my opinion, this year, really since that Emmanuel Quickley trade, and even dating back to that Emmanuel Quickley trade. The offense for the Knicks would always fall off the face of the earth when Jalen Brunson would sit down. Not this year for the Knicks, with campaign averaging north of 8 points per game and shooting 44% from three. We even saw New York's own Matt Ryan get in the game, hit 2 threes. It was good to see, man. Everybody was hooping. Everyone was having fun. Huck Porty had a nasty alley-oop jam from the inbound play. He rose up, cocked it. Bah! Ariel Huck Porty, man. You got to love him. Cole got a little bit of a run as well. You saw the bench cleared for the New York Knicks with about 9.5 minutes left as they were up by 43. It all started in the first quarter. They came out ready to go. They came out ready to fight. 30 assists, another one in the books for the New York Knicks. That continues to be the difference, in my opinion, in their offense. They are officially number 1 in the NBA in offensive rating so far this year. And I think it's because the ability and the unselfishness to pop that ball around and get the best shot every single night. And when you make 23s, you're pretty much going to win every single game. You were great on defense, too. And it was Miles McBride after the game that the leaders set the tone on the defensive end. I think that starts with Mikal Bridges. I think that starts with OG Anunoby. And that starts with the starters. And if Bridges is going to defend, like I thought he did really well against New Orleans and really good against Charlotte, I get it. You combine those two teams and maybe they make the 9th seed in the East. But it starts there. You got to start somewhere. And the perimeter defense is starting to heat up for this New York Knicks team. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. And join us Tuesday night as the Knicks take on the Magic here on the channel. Subscribe, notice on, and smash that thumbs up icon on your way out.